Okay. Now, firstly, I would like to ask, I'm sure all of you are seeing the benefits, the change in diet, everything with Chandrayana, and it can practically reverse so many things. So my first question to all of you is what questions do you think would you have? I would like to, either you can unmute and you can ask, or you can chat, then I can plan accordingly. I want to see what are the specific points you're looking for, and then I will answer accordingly. So does anybody have any? We can do questions in the end. Yes, we can do questions, but if in the beginning, if you put it there, then I can flow it across. I'll definitely explain the spiritual benefits. So then I will try to ensure that all the questions are answered. So anyways, you can type it in and I will look at it. I'm just trying to make sure that I've posted it live on my Facebook also. Okay. Spiritual significance of Chandrayana. All right. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. So that once you have questions, once I explain things, you may have more questions. So I want to explain where did I find Chandrayana? What was the benefit of it? Now, if you see, basically whatever we try to do in the Vedic platform, there is a rhythm. There is a rhythm. Everything is in a rhythm. If you see, there is the morning, there is Brahma Muhurt in the morning, early morning. And Brahma Muhurat is a very good for lunch, right? No. What is it good? So Brahma Muhurat is very good for spiritual awakening, for waking up early and chanting. Yes, chanting, meditation, basically, worship. Why? Because that time is clear. That time has been infused with an energy. So that particular time has been infused with a very wonderful energy. And when you wake up at that time, you access that energy, that Brahma Muhurat. So there is a difference in chanting. So what exact time of Brahma Muhurta? So if your sunrise is at 5:30, as it is now in Las Vegas, my favorite city. But anyway, so if it's at 5:30, so 45 minutes before, actually the 1.5 hour before the Brahma Muhurat, but the intense period is 45 minutes before the sunrise. So that is Brahma Muhurta. So the 1.5 period. So Brahma Muhurta. So that period is in the mode of goodness. So when you wake up at that period, your body is getting that energy. But if you sleep through that period, what happens? You lose getting that energy from the universe. And what happens before sunrise? Yes. So what happens at that time, if you wake up during Brahma Muhurtam, all the devatas are going. Brahma, he said they just take a morning walk at that time. They are flying in their, all different things, all the devatas, and they see those who are awake. And they see that most of them are awake in Silicon Valley, the Hare Krishna temple there, right? Most of them do their japa there. So wherever they find, so most devotees in the Hare Krishna temples we see, or any temple, there are many who wake up early. So they wake up early and they get blessings of these devatas. And you get the blessings of these devatas, you get the benefits early morning. So similarly, as you go on throughout the day, as you go throughout the day, Okay, who's not on mute? Mute all. Okay. So, um, so when you wake up early morning like that, you access that energy. Similarly, those who sleep, they lose that opportunity to absorb that energy. Those who sleep, they lose that opportunity to absorb that energy of the Brahma Muhurta. So the later you wake up, what happens? Your energy becomes grosser, right? Your energy is more grosser. Then instead of the mode of goodness, you are going into the mode of passion, and gradually you are going into the mode of ignorance. So what happens is, if you wake up early, but to wake up early, what is important? What is important to wake up early? You should have iPhone 11. No, I'm sorry. You should have a proper alarm, right? But the alarm will not work if you don't do your night sadhana properly. If I have to sleep properly at night, the mudras help a lot. The Vayu mudra, to control the air pressure. If I do my mudras, calm down nicely, sleep well. So when I do all these activities, sleep well, calm down, energize, develop, sleep well, wake up. And then when I wake up and I'm fresh, so because when you wake up, you should not be like, oh my God, I need to hit the bed again. No, you need to be fresh. And if you do the Vayu mudra and the Chin mudra during sleep, it's amazingly beneficial. You'll find it really amazingly beneficial. Okay. So these two mudras, if you do regularly at night when you sleep, it's good. Don't do the prana mudra at night, because then you are fully energized. No, we don't want that, right? So you want to sleep. So you want to calm down. So this one calms you down. This one heals. Do we have to pray to both Chandra and Rohini when we have to come to? Yeah, okay. I'll answer that. So the point is that you prepare the night, you wake up properly in the morning, and then your day goes good. So then morning you follow the Ayurvedic diet. And once you have done the Ayurvedic diet, so that is morning, don't eat anything heavy. Take light, take chia water or green wheat grass juice, ginger lemon juice, or a smoothie, something like that. It should be as subtle as possible, right? It should not be idli, vada and sambar, right? So it should not be very heavy. Right? Morning I hit and my digestive fire, I'm fully cooked and I'm like ready to sleep. No, morning should be very, very calm. So you're building up energy. You're becoming very meditative. You're very calm morning. And then you take some nuts, soaked almonds, like that's in our diet. So that's how we developed this book, Food for the Soul. So once you do that, then in the afternoon, lunchtime, you build up your hunger, right? So you build up your hunger. So there is a rhythm. So what happens? 12 to 2 in the afternoon is the peak pitta time. So day is also divided into kapha, pitta, vata, kapha, pitta, vata, kapha, pitta, vata. So there are certain activities that are meant to be done at a certain time. So the lunch should be had between 12 and 2 when the pitta is high. But for that, your lifestyle should be good. So when we were in college, I'm sure all of you would be remembering, nobody sleeps in college, right? In hostel campuses, nobody sleeps at night. They are wide awake. That's their lunchtime, 1 a.m. in the morning, right? So those bad habits you develop at a crucial time in your life. It's very tough. And then when the morning comes, they are ready to sleep. So they go to the class and go to sleep. Right? They are half asleep in the class, and to be awake, they have to smoke marijuana, whatever. We were in that group, so I know what all we did. So yeah, it used to be fun, but later on you pay. That is like credit card. So when you do that, it's fine, but later on you will find. So what you do with yourself will be shown 20 years later. So 20 years later, some disease hits you. So it's all the college campus. You know, whatever we did. We used to go to Goa, whatever it was. So, so what happens is that you should have lunch and proper lunch. And then after that lunch, so then you have dinner. So dinner should be less than half of what you ate for lunch, right? Today's big problem in today's world is obesity, right? Obesity is like very common, right? It's very common. I mean, even in India, people are. I met one scientist about 15 years ago in Bangalore in a yoga conference, and she was very thin and nice, and she was a nuclear scientist. So, and she came and told me the biggest upcoming problem on the planet. I said, what? Obesity. He said, children are obese. Right? Why is that? Because the yukta ahara viharasya is not followed. Now, what does this do? It creates a blockage in our spiritual practices. Agree? If you're not able to wake up properly, if you're having a niggle, if you're having this headache, if you're having leg pain, if you're having this, if you're having right? If you miss class, our most common excuse was leg pain. I remember many a times I skipped school and teacher, we had to send letter, leg pain. Used to say. But now, whatever leg pain, we cannot escape leg pain. So now whatever legs and aches and pains, we have to continue with our life. We cannot take a break, correct? Anybody can take a break in today's world? No. You have to go at breakneck speed, right? So, if we focus on an irregulated lifestyle is the biggest destroyer. The whole universe is in a rhythm. Why are we in this pandemic today? The way nature is being exploited, the way animals, the number one thing is the way animals are being killed and abused, the very mentality. That's because no laws of nature are being observed, right? No laws of nature. So if you follow scripture, the major part of the diet in Vedic time was based on the Ayurveda, and everything used to be cooked in cow dung, right? Like in the sense the cow dung patties were the main fuel, and even the main fertilizer was cow dung, and the main antiseptic was cow urine, not Dettol hand soap. It was cow dung. And in this way, we can find that they were very, very healthy. There was nothing called non-organic. Everything was organic. But today, unfortunately, what has happened, and they followed the nature cycle. Ekadashi, everybody used to fast. From Ekadashi to new moon, Ekadashi to full moon, everybody had a particular diet. And nobody had to work like this. Every day looks to be the same except Saturday, Sunday. Even Saturday, Sunday, you become more busy because you have to go to the store, finish your grocery, wash your clothes, everything. And by the time it's Monday, everybody is in a state of shock. It's already Monday. So, but Kali Yuga has produced this situation. So we are all in a dilemma. We are in a tough dilemma. So we have 5 layers, the physical layer, then there is prana within, then there is the mind, intelligence, and the soul. If the physical layer of itself is disturbed, how can you expect to penetrate other layers? Right? If the physical layer itself is disturbed. So when I was in my yoga post-graduation program, and when I was in my post-graduation program, then my professor introduced this Chandrayana program. And he said that the basic principle of this is you start on full moon, And as the moon reduces, to that degree, you reduce the food. And new moon, you practically fast. And from new moon, you gradually increase till the full moon, and you increase your eating. But how do you do it? Right? There are so many obstacles because we are used to eating heavy. Yeah, that's really what is lacking today, correct? So, so basically, when we control our eating, that's when the control of the tongue begins, because the tongue is the most voracious part, right? Many a times we have to put our foot in the mouth because of what we speak unknowingly. And even when we are angry, we have not cultivated the strength to be silent, to be calm. We have to vent it out, right? So that's because we haven't learned to be calm. So where does this all begin? This all control begin? So the spiritually, even if you see the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna begins with Yukta Ahara Viharasya. Eat Yukta Ahara. Right? Yukta Ahara means eating cereals in the morning, right? No. You know, how can you eat such cereals? They are such artificially manufactured, that too with cold milk, and milk should not be had in the morning. For example, they put you all the bad habits, sugar and milk in the morning. And that too some corn, which in itself is another sugar. And on top of it, sugar, they add on top of it, corn sugar. Sugar. Imagine how tight and stressful the body becomes just by having that breakfast. So, in one sense, you are committing sin on the body. Himsa. There is himsa and ahimsa, right? So this is himsa. This is violence on the body when you don't follow the cycle of nature. So if you follow the cycle of nature, then this himsa, this violence is avoided. So you have to treat your body first non-violently. So killing animals is violence, yes. In the background is my son. I forgot to lock the door. So oh my God, he's here. Okay. So anyways, so himsa. So we have to be non-violent on the body. Then that energy transfers to the energy layer. And then the mind, the body, the senses, the prana, and the mind. So if we eat right, my kids do not put sugar or anything else in the milk. Yeah, that's good. So when we calm the body down, when we calm the energy down, because what happens is, have you seen a tornado? Right? You have seen a tornado, right? So in your body, there is prana. And when you are angry, this air becomes like a tornado. Vayu. All your thoughts are agitated. And when you eat violent foods, so when you eat violent foods, when you eat foods which are not feasible or which are not according to the morning, afternoon, or the Ayurvedic rhythmic cycle, what is happening? This tornado is getting wound up in the body. The vata is aggravated. And now we sit to chant or meditate, and we are wondering why our mind is not peaceful. Because we have not followed a proper sleeping cycle. We have not followed a proper eating cycle. We eat heavy foods, pakora, right? What else? Paneer, heavy sabji. And many devotees even drink coffee. At one point, I had to drive a lot and I was thinking drinking coffee is okay. Many devotees do that. But then I realized, oh my God, this is a killer. It's a killer. So we should not take the body for granted. We should not take the body for granted. The body needs to be treated as in rhythm with nature. And if we do not treat the body in rhythm with nature, then what happens? There is an imbalance in the rhythm. Nature is going Hare Krishna very nicely. Mangalarti to morning to evening. There is a beautiful rhythm. And how are we going? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Right? We are not going in the rhythm. That's why when we sit to chant, we are chanting, but we are not able to concentrate. Why? There is a cloud. The air inside is in a whirlwind. Why? Physical problem, prana, all these things. So without the synergy being there, the mind is not one-pointed. You're not able to collect all your energy and focus on one point. If you've seen movies where they hold a spoon and they are able to concentrate on the spoon and bend the spoon, right? You're able to concentrate. But that three things are required for success in life. What is that? Credit card, sorry, not credit card. You need concentration of mind. You need concentration of mind, persistent effort, and grace of God. You need concentration of mind, persistent effort, and grace of God. So if you need really concentration of mind, that means the body should be free. If I'm facing pain and stress and am I able to concentrate? No. Now, what is the reason for pain and stress in the body? Vyadi, disease. And what does Ayurveda say about disease? What is the definition of disease? Purva janma kritam papam vyadi rupena pidyate. So whatever pap, whatever sin you have done in the past life or in this life, it comes back to you as disease. So disease is a sign that there is some sinful reaction. So in most scriptures, many scriptures you will find that a prescribed method of getting rid of sin is Chandrayana. Is actually Chandrayana. Why is that? Because this Chandrayana, it follows the moon cycle. It follows the moon cycle. And what does moon do? Moon is in charge for all the bodily energy, bodily rhythms, energy corrections. This particular vrata is done if you are deceased, to get rid of disease. If you are strong, then to improve your spiritual focus. Because one of the things that a yogi should master is control of the tongue, control of the diet. That's what a yogi should master. Control of diet. And if the control of diet is achieved, then there is a lot you can achieve in terms of purifying the mind. The problem with the mind is that all the input that the body gives, the energy gives, the mind, it sticks to the mind. So Chandrayana is one way to pray to the moon, how we can purify this karma and to get rid of this disease. Actually, there is two varieties of Chandrayana. One is called Krach Chandrayana and there is Chandrayana. Krach Chandrayana means I literally take like people do in Kartik Mas. They just take water 30 days or take some fruit 30 days, something like that. But in general, you can reduce your diet little by little by little by little for 15 days. And then you can improve upon that diet gradually reduce. And then when new moon comes, you stop. And especially Ekadashi, right? Ekadashi is the best day to fast, correct? But Ekadashi means another day. People are thinking, oh, Ekadashi recipes. What is Ekadashi recipe? I mean, the very term when somebody says Ekadashi recipe, I mean, Ekadashi is given and is giving you an opportunity to fast. Why? Because if your physical layer is always busy eating, right? Right, yeah, chips, pizzas, what is that? Potato based pizza. I mean, that's something you imagine you are thinking. Instead of thinking of the Lord, we are thinking about pizza. I mean, that's so even I feel. So, Ekadashi, another thing people do is potatoes. The worst thing you can eat because potatoes increase gas. And when you have too much gas, what happens? The whirlwind, remember, in the body, vata. Why? The air is the carrier of thought between the mind and the body. And the more you agitate the air, your mind, it also has to be agitated. And remember, once you start eating, that's it, you cannot control. I will only eat this much, no. Usually in any vrata that you do, you fast till the evening and one time you have some fruit or something like that. That's how you do Ekadashi. Not that you cook the whole day, have breakfast, lunch, dinner, it's not, doesn't give you much benefit. So literally from Ekadashi to Madhvacharya says, for example, that Ekadashi, if you are able to do only with water, he did not say chia water, but we introduced chia water, but at least that's better. That's something sustainable. If you do that, what happens? Or if you can just bear water, he says a special Agni is generated that purifies the bodily karma. And Yamaraja says those who cook, of course, the whole goal is to meditate on Krishna. But if we spend most of the time cooking, eating, how are you able to think? Just think, you cannot. So we have to spend more time sitting straight, chanting, but you have to prepare for that fasting only when you follow strictly the diets the other day. I mean, some people on the night before Ekadashi, they feast night. Tomorrow is Ekadashi, we have to stuff up. Right? Have you seen this? And then next day they are just waiting. When will Ekadashi get over? And of course, that's not the way. So the first thing, atyahara, if you see eating too much is killer. Rupa Goswami says, right? Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha. And even in the yogic text it says, atyahara, eating too much, is the royal road to health problems. Even in Christianity, gluttony is a sin. But how do you learn to control eating? How do you know what's right for you? When I did my first Chandrayana, I realized what I am eating in my regular diet is just overeating. I'm sure all of you would be realizing now, correct? With the change in diet, when you do yoga, when you do this, right? What does Yamaraj say? So Yamaraj says, those who cook on this day, especially, of course, we are cooking, but even then, if the pot, even if it has a little bit of grain, then it's contaminated, basically, when you cook. We are not that kind of clean. So that's why in Vedic age, they used to throw the mud pots, fresh mud pot, no grain. But when we cook, there is all black soot, correct? There is some grain, then technically you have polluted the food. So Yamaraj says, those who cook, I cook them. Not me directly, my agents. He also outsources. Those who cook, I cook them. But those who cook grains, literally. So they have to Ekadashi. But in general, we should avoid cooking on Ekadashi. And generally, we should start focusing on fruits, eating lighter. Like yesterday, mostly now lunch, I have either the hulled millet or quinoa and sabji. Like today morning for our cook show, we had We had cooking show. We showed lunch, Ayurvedic lunch, prana sprouts, quinoa, uh, pulao, and we had arvi, taro root sabji with a nice soft masala. Of course, it was not hot masala, not the garam masala, but the cooling masala. So for kids, generally we do smoothies. They love the smoothies, or like with almond taro root, similar to potato. No, it property is not, yes, it is soft, but it is not, properties are very different compared to potato. Even in potato, the purple potatoes are good. For our kids, what we do is, my wife makes a flour, which is of almond flour, all the nice proteins, ragi and all that. And she makes like a healthy pancake with that, and like cookies with almond flour, ragi and all that. And then it's like a superfood cookie. That's our book coming up. And we have gotten so busy that tomorrow we have a discussion with our publishers actually regarding our book. So hopefully it will be released soon. Yeah, that's coming up in the book. All the children's recipes are all in the book. We are working very hard to put it together now. So we have collected more than 50 to 60 recipes in the book, children's book. So basically what's happening is that if we do not follow the rhythm of the moon is in charge for energy and the mind. So these two things become affected. So we are making a block. So we are blocking our own energy. We are blocking our own energy by not following the cycle of nature. And as I realized that Ekadashi has so much more importance in terms of hearing and chanting, and we all have to purify ourselves. We have so much purification to do. Those who are 24 hours engaged in bhakti, for them, it's not a big deal because everything is Brahman. But for people like us, common people, general people, for us, this is very important. But even otherwise, even one who is spiritually advanced, what is one of the qualities of one who is spiritually advanced? He has control over diet. He has control over the tongue. He has control. If you see the 6 qualities of a guru, so what are the qualities of a guru? Vacho vegam, manasah krodha vegam, jihva vegam, udarupastha vegam, yetan veganyo vishaheta dhiraha, sarvam cha atimam prativim shashishyat. So it begins with control over talk. Vacho vegam, manasah krodha vegam, right? Jihva vegam. So everything is in, that means if you come to Vegas, all these 6 things go away, right? So, vegam, right? No, Vegasam. So in Vegas, so basically we have to control the Vega. Vega means the force. So basically what happens, it's a force. So if you see the word here, Vegam, it's a force. So what's happening is, if your body cycle is not in tune with the nature cycle, so then there is a force which is obstructing you. Vacho vegam, it's a force. So what does this force do? This blocks your natural spiritual progression. Patanjali explains that the mode of goodness and pure goodness, we sing in Guru Puja, Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito, the soul itself is Satchidananda. The soul is full of knowledge. Sometimes we see something or read something, it immediately strikes, oh, I knew this. But I was not aware of it because the awareness is not there. So once you become aware of the soul, means you are removing your blockages. So literally you have to act in such a way that you don't block yourself. So when you follow the rhythm of nature, so Bharata, Bhajana Raga Tal, Govind Prabhu was saying, very beautiful. So there is a rhythm. So when you follow the rhythm, right? When you say twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, it doesn't matter. It doesn't match, right? You have to sing twinkle, twinkle, how I, then it's sweet, sounds sweet. So similarly, when you are with the cycle of nature, you cannot just eat however, do whatever, and expect a perfect spiritual result. No. If we want to avoid disease, yeah, if we want to really change our patterns, if you want to really focus and really achieve success in spiritual life, then the mind should become free. And one who is naturally free from sin, he does all this. Vacho vegam, he controls his speech. Manasaha krodha vegam. So once what you speak, who is the first listener? That is you. Jihva vegam, he controls his tongue. Udarupastha vegam, then he controls the belly. Upastha, then the genitals. Etan vegan. So all these come in so first it begins with the mouth, then the belly, then the genital. So if you see Gandhi, although there are so many controversies about him, one of the things that he tried to follow, I don't know what degree, but he realized that celibacy is important. And he tried to fast. He would fast for 28 days, 29 days, because fasting is one of the ways Krishna says, by fasting, we are able to control our senses. But then fasting is not enough, because after some time, the Terminator returns, right? Once you fast, the next day, the craving is there to eat. So until and unless you transform the mode of passion to mode of goodness. I was about to say ignorance. No, from ignorance to passion to, you have to come to goodness. Until you transform it to mode of goodness, the agitation will remain. And how can you transform this to the mode of goodness? The only way to transform this to the mode of goodness is a complete control of diet, lifestyle, and practice of asana pranayama. Yesterday I did the mudra workshop and I got so many feedback. Oh, this is helping, this coming down. So many people said. Just these little things can make such a big difference. So imagine we are able to control our diet on a regular basis. So what is happening? You are flowing with the flow of nature. No disease should come to you. There was a 98, 92-year-old granny who was still doing asana. She never went to the doctor. It's there on Facebook. That lady from Tamil Nadu or something. Tamil Nadu, I think she's from Tamil Nadu or Kerala. I was amazed, 92-year-old. She can touch her toes. Many people in their 20s cannot touch their toes today. They can only touch iPhone. Only this is thin because this gets the most exercise. Everything else is fat. Today's teens. So if we really want to make a difference, then we have to follow this rhythm. So the spiritual practices that you do, chanting Hare Krishna or meditating on Om, reading Bhagavatam, so that should flow nicely, right? That should flow. The energy should flow. So for that, the blockages should go away. What blocks you is your own body and mind. Nobody else can block you. Agree? Who else can block you? Yes, your own phone can keep you busy, right? But what really can block you is your own mind, because every time we are in mode of passion and ignorance, every time we do something, you need a break. You need to relax. But if you're in the mode of goodness, your efficiency is so fast, then you can get on with what you really want to do. So in the mode of goodness, the knowledge descends. So the whole goal of this Chandrayana is to flow with the rhythm. fast on Ekadashi, fast till new moon, you know, eat the right thing, eat according to season, and according to your health. Should we be doing this diet forever? No, I'm not saying you do it forever. But what I'm saying is now we do it strictly. But once you get into a yoga practice, at least from the next cycle, you avoid all the junk food, right? First thing is you avoid junk food. Why is it called junk? Because it makes you junk, right? So what is junk food? Chips, right? Potato chips. What else? Biscuit. What else? Haldiram. I'm not against the company. Then you go to this Indian chart, whatever, right? So all these different things. So you avoid junk. So you focus on healthy food. Once in a while we think, oh, once in a while let's eat. But once in a while, then once you get the taste, it's like a tiger getting human taste. He doesn't want to quit. So the thing is, there is Shuchi Vrata and Ashuchi Vrata. So I am surprised that one Mataji, when she was signing up for the yogi team, she said her son has allergies. You know why? Because with the devotees, now devotees don't eat meat, which is the best thing. But then there is a big problem. Because all devotee children, they don't want to, they want to have, but the mode of passion is there. And then the biggest advertisement is soya today, Beyond Meat, and Beyond Meat, and what is that? Beyond Burger. So these are all heavy soya. What is this? This is just industrial injection. And they ate so much soya because that's vegan and that's in the trend and everything. But what happened with that? So many allergies because it's GMO. Soya is basically to fatten animals. Right? So imagine what effect will it have on you. So once you do that, what happens is at a young age, very much if you eat food that improve memory, that sprouts, and what is that? There are so many other herbs that you can take that can help improve. So basically, yeah, so here question that one morsel a day and Panchamrita. So that is basically Krach Chandrayana. But if you flow with the cycle of the moon and reduce little, so we have to do something that is practical. So pickles, okay, depends on the pickle again. I mean, pickle, you can make it also in mode of ignore. My wife made some nice, we are releasing the video soon. So she made a nice lime pickle. Lime is alkaline, but no, not like chili or something. It's like the regular nice one, you know, which is not really chili in taste. It's a good one. So if you actually see, if you follow the cycle, the rhythm of nature, then you are actually removing the blocks to your own spiritual progress. What if we are able to sit unagitated and chant? What if we wake up fresh every morning? Right? Not that we have to face like my daughter every morning, like, go brush your teeth. She's like, it's like you really go there and then you brush, and her mom is like, her blood pressure is already high, just to get her to brush and wash her mouth. And by the time she comes out, both of us are tense. You know, it's not like, of course, now she's getting better. But it's, if you wake up fresh and if you brush, if you become, if you're able to clear your stomach, no constipation, right? Once Atma Prabhu was giving a joke. Do you know what is liberation? Have you experienced what is liberation? So he said, for somebody is constipated for 5 days, if he can clear his stomach, that is liberation for him. So he was saying. So from whatever stage we are in, where we are not able to concentrate, where we are not able to physically concentrate and everything, to go to the next level, that's a good start. If we are able to go to the next level, where we are lighter, stronger, healthier, right? Because no matter how much money you have, if you don't have health, if wealth is lost, nothing is lost, they say. You can bring back your health, your wealth. But if health is lost, something is lost. But actually, there's a lot. Character, again, we actually have to really focus on our health. And especially our own stress produces acidity within our body. All these problems come. So the diet makes a big difference. So in this Chandrayana program, our goal is to first of all give you good diet. So that's why we have our book, Food for the Soul. And most of you have, there's only been very good feedback with this. And once you get onto a good diet rhythm, then you get into an exercise rhythm. And once you feel lighter, stronger, when a fasting day comes, you are not like, oh my God, is it fasting? Is it Ekadashi already? Like at one point when I was sick, I was like, Ekadashi. So then in stress, you end up eating more. I know one friend, devotee friend of mine, he says, the previous night he thinks tomorrow is Ekadashi. The moment he wakes up, he feels hungry. Oh, Ekadashi, oh my God. You know. But if you are in the mode of goodness, when you wake up in the morning, fresh, Ekadashi, in the mode of goodness, you welcome it. Oh, it's a good day to go within. So that is when you are trained up. You can overcome any health issue, chronic health issue. Chronic health, not that you fell from a plane and then let's do something. No, you are some chronic health issues. So chronic health issues can be dealt with the diet and yoga. Krishnamacharya says any health problem can be healed with the diet and yoga. He says that sometimes which cannot be cured with Ayurveda can be cured with yoga. So that is why in this Chandrayana program, it is not just the diet part. Because most of us have so many health issues, so that's why I added the practice of yoga. And I myself realized that without the practice of yoga, whatever diet control you may have, the effect will not be permanent. It will give you effect for some time. So if you want to improve, so the thing is, good health is not just meaning we are saying health means, oh, I'm okay, I'm free from disease. No, freedom from disease is not just the definition of good health. Good health means samadocha samagnischa samadhatu malakriyaha prasanna atmendriya manaha prasvasta ityabhidhiyate. So the good health also means at the same time, good health means calm senses and a calm mind. That is good health. That is the basis for all spiritual practices. If we are not able to have a calm senses and a calm mind, then even if you feel strong, what's the point? So the goal of Chandrayana is to have enough practices where we control our diet, where we control our mind, and educate ourselves enough that we are able to sustain. So goodness means you are able to sustain this practice for a longer time. So there is diet, there is knowledge, then there is asana pranayam, and there is a lifestyle. So when you put all this together, so that is why whenever somebody wants to endeavor for spiritual practice, it's already assumed that he is already trying to be or is in the mode of goodness. Okay, now I will try to answer the questions. How many times in a year do you do this? So literally you follow the cycle to a certain degree. You cannot fast all the time. But at least when the new moon comes, when Ekadashi comes, Ekadashi to new moon, you kind of reduce your diet, you reduce a little. So every cycle you kind of try to follow that. Try to skip dinners during Amavasya and others. You try to follow that. But then you do it, for example, Kartik month is coming up, Purushottam month is coming up. So yearly, you can do it once in 4 months or once in 6 months. You can do it. So Kartik and Purushottam month is coming up this year. It's a great time to do. You guys are already trained. You know what to do. But you are welcome to enroll once again for deeper practices. So those are already deeper. Then we can do a second round where we can focus deeper. So there is no limit to the depth what we can go to in our practices by controlling the diet and by controlling our mind. So main thing is to control our mind, to keep it free from sin. And that is our whole goal here. And you can do it thrice a year max, but twice a year you could do easily. In Ayurveda, is there any concept like the right weight, like the concept? Yes. So what happens is that in sama means balance, sama dosha. So Ayurveda, the concept of sama dosha is there. When kapha pitta vata are in balance, then your body is already right weight, everything. It doesn't, so it focuses on the humors, if kapha pitta vata. So once you learn this cycle, should be doing this forever? No. So in the sense, you follow it to the degree, in the sense new moon, like I said, Ekadashi, you follow like fruits and everything. And then few days you kind of calm down your eating for 4 or 5 days. And then you start eating again. I have one devotee, very nice, who was hearing and he's from Dallas. So what he did after understanding this plan, he started eating like morning some juices or something and one lunch, that's it. And he stopped like that. So if you stick to intermittent fasting like that on a regular basis, it's very good. 2 heavy meals a day is too much. But at the same time, one should also practice. One should also practice asana, pranayama. So these are very, very important. If I have missed any question, please type it in. I feel if I can go to, then I can get, otherwise I'm driven here and there. Then I get frustrated and become anger. I really want to fix. Yeah. So definitely we want to control. So that is why within whatever situation we are in, we try to stick to these foods. We try more silence. We have to give time. If we give time, we have to give this time. We have to give it equal importance for one cycle to reset ourselves. If we get too busy with other things, then this won't work. So you have to give time for yourself. It says in the Hitopadesh, Atmavan Tyajet Sarvatvam, that for the benefit of your soul, give up everything else. What if you do everything and then you are unable to really focus on your own health and the soul, and then you are unable to finish your spiritual practices? So should be done in the morning. Yes, ideal time, yoga pranayama, when you do in the morning, kapha time, it's very good. But morning is the best, but the body is a little stiff. But if you control your diet, if you do the Vayu Mudra nicely, then your body is more flexible in the morning. But evening, your body opens up. But the problem with the evening is that your body you just tend to just take it light until and unless you are fixed. Sometimes you just skip the practice. So mornings is the best, where you're done with the practice. So then you have the whole day with you. You can plan your day as you want. Yeah. Any other questions? Should it be done before chanting or later? So I would say first chanting, if that is possible, tomorrow morning. But if your practice is only, asana practice is only like 20 minutes, then you can do the asana first. But if you are doing like a 45-minute, so either you can do the chanting into two, like 1 hour, and then you do the asana and then the other half. So you can balance both. So you can give both the best time in that way. So even after you actually practice yoga, and then you're able to sit down for like an hour and a half, nicely sit down and chant, that also is very, very beneficial. So how does membership program work for Chandrayana? So what we do is, so what I've started this membership monthly program is that after Chandrayana, many of us need inspiration to practice, or a one-on-one session to kind of inspire our practices. So what I've done is I've come up with this monthly program. In that we will keep in touch. Like some of these lectures, just by hearing these lectures or programs, like I invite all our members who are there for weekend group classes, all programs I invite. In that way, you practice all the group sessions, you get the latest, like yesterday we did the mudras. I hadn't done it for the previous batches. So those who are members and those who are in the previous batches, I did invite them. And so that they can also continuing. This is a continuing education, and the mudras are so important. Yeah, so basically we will guide you on the diet, and we have individual yoga sessions if you sign up for the plan, for the membership plan, monthly membership plan. So you have both. So the idea is we get more one-on-one sessions, and we can, so there are two options there. I want to add a third option. So in that way, you get the diet part, you get the practice part, and that's how you really keep in touch, because it takes, frankly speaking, to really change a habit for good, it takes 3 months. So once you do Chandrayana and then you take membership for a few months, then you take guiding. You know, my idea is that membership, if you take at least 6 months, then you will see then whatever you learn will become permanent for the rest of your life. You'll be regulated, you'll be focused. So, you know, you get a lot of benefit. So do we pray to both Chandra and Rohini? What do we have to pray? So basically, if you see Reiki and other energy practices, they meditate on the moon. So every morning we meditate on the moon. Moon is Krishna. I meditate on Krishna and the moon. So when I meditate on Krishna and the moon, I see the energy of the moon coming through from Krishna. So Krishna's energy is reflected from the sunlight onto the moon, and then we get it. So we actually pray to Chandra, the moon, every day in this. Every morning, if we remember the moon god, and I have practiced very, very sincerely. I've today given, given this as an offering. So I control my mind. Yes. So the whole idea is that we control the senses, we control the mind, and in that way we give a sakshi, right? Sakshi means I'm signing in to Lord Chandra. I'm telling Lord Chandra, I'm trying to be sincere to you, and in that way we get his blessings. That is right. Okay, so how many times? Yeah, I answered that question. So how many times? I said like once in 4 months or 6 months. So twice a year would be good. But if you can do more, that will be good. Particular vrata, in the morning or at night. What is that question? I didn't get it. Could you elaborate in the morning or at night? I could not get the first part of the question. So in this way, you can practice this over a period of time, and you will see significant changes. To pray morning, yes, pray in the morning, and basically on new moon you pray at night after seeing the moon, or basically you pray in sandhya. So all the 3 sandhyas. So whenever you are doing this vrata, so all the 3 sandhyas, when we do our Gayatri or our prayer, the 3 sandhyas is the best time. In the evening, of course, the moon becomes visible. So morning, afternoon, and evening. So that's when we do, because moon is there, we cannot see it. That's all in the daytime. And we sincerely pray for our spiritual upliftment in this way. What is the best time to drink milk and give it to the kids? So the best time is at night. Milk is vata, hara. So at night, but in daytime it increases vata. So night, hot milk, like I said, mix it nicely, put a spoon of ghee and drink it standing. So you will get the benefit of that. So best time to drink milk is at night, and you should add the ghee and a spoon of haldi also, and then drink it standing. You will see all your joint pains just disappear. What type of milk? Raw, organic? Yes, my wife found some raw milk recently, and we use that raw milk, whole milk. Basically that 2%, 3%, 1%, that is all fake milk. That's really not milk. It's just milk water. So you should have whole fat milk if you want real benefit. Mm. Yeah. So whole fat milk is very, very important. Mm. Okay. All right. A2 milk is good. Yes. But whole milk. Mm. WHOLE, whole milk is very, very important rather than. All right. Yes, it's whole. Yes. Okay. All right. So any other questions or comments? Otherwise, we'll wind up. It's been really wonderful. All of you stayed from 11 to 12:50. So that's a great thing. And you will definitely get so much more benefits. So I will end here for today. Thank you all so much for joining in, and I'll see you all in the individual sessions this week, whatever I have fixed up. So just remind me, because my next calendar, I have to look at the previous week. Just text me for the next week for the individual classes, and we'll catch up with all of you. Next weekend, I will do these classes earlier because I do not have the seminars anymore. So we will do the yoga class morning 8 o'clock Pacific. In that way, even in the Eastern, it will be by 11 o'clock. We'll do it. So we are starting these. So we will be moving these group classes to early morning starting next week. And also we will be having the Mudra seminars next week. I'll continue with the Mudra seminar. Seems to be getting popular. I also have an astrology seminar on Wednesday, World Astrology. You are free to join. I'm just sharing it on my Facebook. I'll share in WhatsApp also. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much. And see you all soon. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, the first class of the class is missed. Prabhu, could you please be able to send some recording, Prabhu?
I did not record it today. I have, it's the same regular yoga practice. I'll send it. Okay. You already. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Also,
Prabhu.
for the people who is doing the food is the same for everybody, Prabhu?
Yeah,
is it different for different?
I'll send you your list. I'll update you. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Bye.